Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 3 of RFO. This one is titled Let's Begin. Just a little side note before we start. No, there's not an adult scene already. Calm down. I just wanted to point out that when Yin is in the real world, her name will be shortened to Yin. But when she is in game, I've then put it as online name, ON. So I will just refer to Yin as on when listener is in game. So if you're wondering why I keep saying on, then that's what's going on, seeing as we've just started to enter RFO. Alright, back to the chapter we go. The shop assistant didn't even bat an eye as he answered your question. It's $800, he said. You nearly choked on air. So what does that cover? The Nerve Gear headset and the game chip, the assistant replied, like he had said the same thing a million times. Okay, is that all I need for the game? You asked. Yep, he replied in a bored tone. Oh, okay, thanks, you responded as you turned numbly and walked out. Where the hell am I going to get $800 from, you thought. You got home that afternoon and looked at how much you had in your savings account. $250. Ah, man, you sighed. Maybe I can do extra work around the house or ask for an advance on my weekly allowance. The next month saw you working your ass off to do random jobs so you could earn that extra $550 to buy RFO secretly. You didn't want anyone to know that you'd become interested in the game. It was right on closing time late Thursday night that you appeared silently in front of the game store again. You had on your favourite hoodie, which was big enough to disguise you as you pushed the door open and shamefully made your way to the checkout desk with your head lowered. Can I buy Rapid Fate online? You asked nervously without raising your head. The guy behind the counter just nodded silently and picked a package off the shelf behind him before turning back to you and scanning it. That's $800, he said flatly. You nodded and pulled out your key card and then tapped it on the card reader, and the assistant printed the receipt, put it with the game in the shop bag and handed it across to you. You mumbled a thank you and turned, making a mad dash for the door. You were so pumped on adrenaline that you ran all the way home, ashamed and elated at having finally bought the game. The minute you got home, you ran to your room. Closing the door quickly, you jumped up on the bed and opened the box, yanking out the manual and giving it a quick read. After figuring the basics out, you quickly plugged the headgear into the closest power point and lay down on the bed, getting comfortable before pressing the power button on the side of the headset. You heard a loud buzzing noise, and suddenly you were enveloped in a white light. Welcome to Rapid Fate Online! A sign flashed up before your eyes, and you jumped slightly. Welcome, and congratulations on your purchase, a friendly voice said. Let's get started. We need to create your character. 2 options then flashed up before you, character or mirror. You hesitated. What's mirror? There was a little information icon in the corner of your vision, so you reached out and pressed it. Information on what both these options meant flashed up before you, and you read that mirror would allow you to recreate your exact looks as your character in the game, which you dismissed immediately. Can you imagine if I just randomly walked around in this game looking like my actual self? What if my bestie saw me? You quickly clicked on character. You got to choose everything relating to your features, from picking your eye colour right down to the shape of your nose. When you were satisfied with the look of your character, you had to pick an online name or username. You thought for a bit. On, you thought. Perfect. Selecting the keyboard from the menu bar, you typed your username in. Enter, it asked. Congratulations, the message said. Username accepted. Enter game. There was an option to click yes or no. You selected yes, and the voice spoke again. Welcome to Dawn City, the only city on level 1. From here your journey begins. You may choose whatever class you like. Just ask the guides for assistance. These are the people with the purple cursor above their heads. Good luck and have fun. And with that, you were immediately transported to the centre of the city that you had visited once before from your bestie's account. You became immediately excited to be back here because you had been thinking about this game for a good month now and had worked hard to get it. This was going to be fun. You wandered around a little bit, observing what players did, and then you remembered Yui saying that she was a merchant. Maybe merchant is a good place to start, you thought. You wandered into a quaint-looking store, and the man behind the counter had a purple cursor above his head. Oh, awesome! Someone who can help me. You walked up to him eagerly. Hi, I just started today. I want to become a merchant, you said brightly.
Wonderful, that's fantastic.
The guy replied happily.
First of all, you will need a basket.
He said, turning around and pulling a wicker basket from the bottom shelf.
Take this basket and fill it with foods to sell. There are plenty of wild vegetables and fruits in the fields and forests around Dawn City, so look there first. Each food item is given a mahi value. Mahi is the currency used in Rapid Fate Online.
He added with a smile.
You can then sell these to get mahi to then buy essential items.
Oh, I see, he replied cheerfully. Thank you, I'll start right away.
Just beware of the monsters.
The help guide said as he waved you off. Ugh, great. Monsters. Well, Yui said they're weak, so I can easily outrun them. So no problem. You smiled happily as you headed down the cobblestone road to the gate that led to the fields. Time to make a fortune, you thought to yourself. You skipped around the fields a bit, bending down and tapping different flowers to see if they showed an item bar, but none of them did, so you headed towards some bushes. The first bush you came across had red berries on it, and you tapped on one. An item bar showed up immediately, saying that these berries were good for eating and were called goji berries. They were worth 1 mahi each. Well, if I pick enough berries and sell them all, I could be rich in no time. You happily started stripping the bushes of these berries. Each shrub was laden with the fruits, and you couldn't understand why no one else was out here picking these. And there ends Chapter 3. The NPC voice was voiced by Twonkle himself. I thought I'd just add him in as a little bit of a switch up from just hearing my boring voice all the time. So for those of you that were sitting there thinking, hold on a sec, she doesn't sound like how she usually sounds, you're correct. Any NPC will be voiced by Twonkle in the future, so stay tuned for his cameos. But I'll see you in Chapter 4 tomorrow.